Hello, welcome to Prajim Technologies. I am Venkat. This is part 30 of ASP.NET video series. In this session, we'll learn about uploading files to the server using the ASP.NET File Upload control. Before continuing with the session, I strongly recommend to watch parts 19 and 20 of this video series. Let's drag and drop the File Upload control onto the web form. Now remember, a file upload control can only be used to select a file that they want to upload. This control will not actually upload the file. To upload the file, let's drag and drop a button control onto the web form. And let's give this button a meaningful name. Let's call this upload file. And let's give this button an ID, btn upload. Okay. To display the status of the upload, let's drag and drop a label control. Let's flip to the source. Let's give this a meaningful ID, lbl message. Let's get rid of the text property. And let's set the font bold is equal to true. Okay, so we have all the infrastructure in place to upload the file. So when I click this upload file button, that's when the file should actually be uploaded to the server. Okay, so if we run the application as it stands right now, I will be able to select the file that I want to upload. I am able to select the file. Let's say I want to upload this testanalyst.doc, but then look at this. Upon selection, this will never get saved to the server. To upload that to the server, you have to click this button, and then we have to write the code to basically do that. Okay, but then before we do that, we also need to have several validations in place. For example, let's say I want to allow only Word documents to be uploaded onto the server. And if the user doesn't type or select anything here, and then if he tries to upload this file, then I should get a validation message saying that you haven't selected a file to upload. And along the same lines, if you have selected a file, I don't want the user to upload a file greater than 2 MB. And this is very important to keep in mind, because these days this denial of service attacks are happening very frequently. So to avoid them, it's better you put a restriction on the size of the file that they can upload. Okay, so along those lines, let's say I just want to allow the user to upload only a file that has got 2 MB. We'll see how to do all that in a bit. Okay, now to upload the file, it's actually very simple. I have this file upload control. It has got a save as method. All you have to do is tell the path of the server where you want to save this file. Okay, now let's say in my ASP.NET Web Application project, I am going to have a folder called uploads. Okay, so all uploads that the user does should be going into this folder. Okay, so now look at this. This web application project can be deployed on any server, and the physical directory can be anything, and the virtual directory in the IIS can be different thing. Now, irrespective of whatever is the physical directory where this project is present, I want all the uploads to be going into this folder. So for that reason, it's not a good practice to actually hard code the path here like C:\\/ whatever. It's never a good practice. That's why in parts 19 and 20 of this video series, we have actually discussed about what's a virtual path and what's a physical path is, and how to map between virtual path and physical path using the server.mapPath method. Okay, if you're new to that, please watch these video sessions before continuing with this session. Okay, so I'm going to use that, and then I'm going to say server.mapPath, and then to this one I'm going to tell, tilde is basically the root directory of this web application project. So within the root directory of this web application project, find this uploads folder. So uploads folder, and within that we want to save the file. Okay, now I want to retain the name of the file that the client has used. Okay, so how do I get the client file's name? Using the file upload controls, there is a property called file name, which gives you that. That's all, we are done. Okay, and then probably in the label control, I want to display the message that the file is uploaded. So lbl.message.text is equal to file uploaded, and then maybe I want to bold I want to change the color of the label to green. So system.drawing dot color dot green. That's it. So when we run this now, okay, there's an expected closing parenthesis. Let's run this now. So now I should be able to upload a file onto the server. So I go there, I select a file. Let's say I want to select, the log.txt, and I upload. Look at that, file uploaded. And then if we go and open this folder in Windows Explorer, you should see that log.txt there. Very good. Okay, so the file got uploaded. Now, the first restriction, if the user doesn't select, look at that. If I don't select a file, and then if I click on upload file, look at that, could not find part of path. I am basically getting an exception there. Okay, so we need to have validation in place. We need to make sure that the user has a file selector before he tries to upload that. How do we do that? It's very simple. If file upload one dot, there is a boolean property called a has file, and if you look at that, it's going to return a true or false. If the file upload has file, then only upload, else display a message to the user, lbl message dot text, please select a file to upload. Okay, and then maybe we want to change the color to red. So system.drawing.color.red. So now if we run this and try to upload a file without selecting a file, then we get a message because this property returns false. So please select a file to upload. And if I select a file and then try to upload, that gets uploaded fine. Okay, so another restriction is I want to allow only Word documents, the files which has got the .doc or .docx extension. So how do I do that? Okay, so if the upload controller has got the file, then what we want to do is we want to check the extension. So string file extension. So the next question is, how do we get the file extension? Now, anything that you want to do with files is actually present in a namespace called system.io. So you can either use the using statement on the top, or you can use the fully qualified name here. So system.io, there is a class called path, and within that class there is a static method called get extension. And then if you give a full path to this method, it's going to return you the extension of that file name within that path. So how do I get the file name here? You can use the file upload control dot file name. Okay, so you have the extension here. Now if the file extension, now it's a good practice to actually convert it to a lowercase and then compare it, because if the users has named their extensions with a mix of upper and lowercase, you want that to get right. So convert all of them to lower. So if the file extension .toLawyer not equal to .doc, and if it's not equal to .docx extension, if it's not any of these, then we know we have a problem. So we will just output a message saying that only files with .doc or .docx extension are allowed. Okay, else upload the file. So if it's one of those, only then perform this upload. Okay, but then another restriction that we want, okay, so I'm okay if it's Word document, but again, Word document need to have a limitation. I only want to allow the files which are less than 2 MB. So the maximum size they can upload is 2 MB. Okay, so how do I check the size? Okay, so we know that the user has got the file and the extension is Word document. Okay, but then before they upload again, I want to check the size. So how do I get the size? Let's say int file size is equal to. So now we need to get the file size. Now to get the file size, actually we have, you know, the file upload control dot uploaded file. Within the uploaded, there's a property called posted file, which has got a property called content length. Okay, and if you look at the IntelliSense here, this gets the size of an uploaded file, and that too in bytes. Okay, but we want to calculate that in megabytes. Okay, and we know that, you know, 1024 bytes is 1 kilobyte and 1024 kilobytes is 1 megabyte. So if we want to get the total bytes, 1024 multiplied by 1024, that's 1 megabyte, and that multiplied by 2 is 2 megabytes, 2097152. Okay, so here we have the file size. If the file size is greater than 2097152, then we know that the file size is greater than 2 MB, in which case we don't want to do the upload, but we'll just display a message stating that only files, you know, of size 2 MB or lower are allowed. Maximum file size exceeded, and maybe maximum file size 2 MB, we want to specify that there, maximum file size 2 MB exceeded. Okay, so let's see if this works as expected. So let's run this now. So we have all the validations in place at the moment. Okay, first of all, let's try to upload, you know, an executable here. I selected an executable, and that's dangerous. Let's try to upload that. Look at that, only files with .doc or .doc extension are allowed. So that validation is kicking in. If I don't select a file at all and try to upload, please select a file to upload. On the other hand, let's say I select a Word document, but then I have a file here which is called large file. And if you look at that, that's actually in C drive. So if you look at that in C drive, this large file, if you look at the size, it's 2.57 MB, 2634 KB, slightly greater than 2 MB. Let's try to upload that and see what's going to happen. So I select that upload file. Look at that, maximum file size 2 MB exceeded. If you want, you can also compute, you can output that message saying that your file size is whatever, because we are able to calculate their file size there. You can print that to the user as well if you want to. But on the other hand, if I select a Word document which is less than 2 MB, here I have this test analyst, and if you look at that one, before we upload that, test analyst is only 105 KB, well below 2 MB, so I should be able to upload that without any problem. So upload, so file uploaded successfully. Now let's go to the web application project, open this folder in Windows Explorer. We should see the test analyst there. Okay, so it's very simple to actually upload files using this file upload control within ASP.NET. And the important properties here are a has file property, which returns a true or false, indicating that whether if this file upload control has a file to upload or not. And to get the file extension, use the get extension method of system.io.path. And then the other important property is the posted file, and then the content length, which gives you the total length of the uploaded file. On this slide, you can find resources for ASP.NET C# and SQL Server interview questions. That's it for today. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.